NASCAR has been sold. Doesn't that sentence catch you off guard? We're not quite there yet. Some new rumors say that the France family, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be against the idea. What would that look like, though? And what would that mean for the sport? Is NASCAR getting us ready for a big news story right before the season starts? NASCAR has been owned by the France family alone since 1948 and still is today. Things might change in the years to come if people put money into private equity. In the United States, the most popular motorsports are getting ready to grow their businesses abroad. The world of sports is changing quickly. NASCAR was started by Bill France Sr. over a number of years, and his family has owned and run the organization ever since. Even the case that 23 Kevin Racing and Front Row Motorsports filed lists this as one of the reasons they think NASCAR is a monopoly company. President Steve Phelps talked to Adam Stern of Sports Business Journal about the chance of private equity investments in NASCAR. They also talked about the organization's plans to grow its business around the world. There would have to be a big change made to that. Phelps said, "I would suggest that 6 years ago, regardless of how PE, private equity, comes into sports in such a big way, they weren't looking to the degree that they are now at NASCAR." Stern was one of the people who heard what Phelps said. "I have had a great number of conversations with private equity firms that are interested in investing in race teams. They want to hear from someone who is outselling it, and they want to know, where do you see this sport going? What do you believe the future to be? They are also buying what we are selling, which is a wonderful development. I believe that PE is good for our sport because they bring money, they bring expertise, and they bring sponsors in many cases, so those are all positive things for our sport. There are more and more private equity firms in the NASCAR business. The businesses listed above have decided to give money to the teams. The link between Legacy Motor Club and Knighthood Capital Management was only made public not long ago. Are there any hopes that the France family will give up some of the power they have over NASCAR? Phelps talks about it as if it can't be avoided, even though it's hard to understand. NASCAR fans will remember the year 2025 for a long time. We are now well into the first year of the new media rights deal. A lot of new partners have joined the sport. Fox, FS1, and FS2 will still show the Truck Series, but the CW will host the whole Xfinity Series season. This year, TNT Sports and Amazon Prime Video will also work together with the Cup Series. Almost right away, NASCAR starts to spread around the world. On the last weekend of this year, there will likely be a Cup Xfinity weekend in Mexico City. Would it be possible for NASCAR to go to Mexico and Canada at the same time next year? Since there are shows in both countries, it would be good for the most popular ones to be shown in both. International races are going to happen because NASCAR is looking for new ways to grow. More and more, the National Football League plays games in other countries. A lot of people all over the world watch other racing series like Formula One. There are a lot of reports going around that the Clash will go to Brazil next year. That country has a series that is recognized by NASCAR. Investing and competing in the sport are also possible in a number of ways. Do you believe that bringing in investors would be good for NASCAR? They might give up some of their control over the choices they make. Maybe this will give you a new way to look at the sport. More importantly, maybe this will make things better. Do you have any ideas? Next up is the first race of the season, which looks like it will be a lot of fun. Now that the dust has cleared from Super Bowl LI, our attention has turned to the Daytona 500, which will start the NASCAR Cup Series season in 2025. Like always, this one will be a wild ride. The Great American Race, the biggest race in American racing, and the key event that starts the season will happen on Sunday, February 16th. Because the competition has been so exciting, the odds are that all of the competitors will win in Florida. Also, some of these may surprise you. Even though trying to guess the most unpredictable race on the schedule is a waste of time, the Daytona 500 makes money because of this. William Byron won last year. Who will win this year? Below, you can see the full odds for each wheelman in the race. Kyle Busch. If you want to guess who will win the Daytona 500, picking the driver who wants to win the most might be the best idea. There is a good chance that Kyle Busch will win the Harley J. Earl Trophy, because it is one of the few awards he has not won in his long and successful career. It was during the summer when the Cup Series raced at Daytona, but Busch came very close to winning there the previous season. Harrison Burton was the winner. It's possible that the drive will be what gets him his first Daytona 500 win. Denny Hamlin. Through his career, Denny Hamlin has gone in a very different direction than Kyle Busch. Even though Hamlin has won a few Daytona 500s, he has never won the title. Busch has won a lot of titles, but he has never won the Daytona 500. This comparison is really cool. In 2025, Hamlin's main goal is to win a title, but he would also be happy to win another Harley J. Earl trophy. In this way, he and Chris Gale, the new crew boss, could start working together, which would be great. Ryan Blaney has been very close to winning the Harley J. Earl trophy more than once. What happened? Because he has only raced in the NASCAR Cup Series, he has never been married at the Daytona 500. He has never been the groom. Instead, he has always been a girl. Ryan Blaney wants to keep being seen as one of the best NASCAR drivers. He came second to Joey Logano in the previous season's results and won a championship in 2023. And yes, that is what would happen if you won the Great American Race. Joey Logano. When it comes to NASCAR, Joey Logano has pretty much done everything there is to do. Logano already has the Harley J. Earl Trophy because he just won his third Car and Driver Cup Series title. He was the winner of the game in 2015. He is usually a dangerous rival on superspeedway tracks, and this coming weekend he is likely to be one of the contenders. Because Logano is trying to win his fourth championship, it shouldn't be a surprise that his chances for the 500 aren't very good. Chase Elliott. In the previous season, Chase Elliott came back in a big way. Even though he was one of the most reliable drivers in the Cup Series, he only won one race in 2024. Even though Elliott's win in the Daytona 500 might not be as famous as Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s win in the Great American Race, it would still be the most watched event in the stands. We will check back with him this weekend to see if he can finish it. Brad Keselowski. Kyle Busch also doesn't have a Harley J. Earl trophy in his trophy case, and neither does Brad Keselowski. As the owner and driver of RFK Racing, he did well, which helped him win a title. If we could win in Florida, it would be a huge success. Despite coming close to winning races in the past, Keselowski is a controversial figure at events like Daytona because of the way he is known for drafting. He is always a competitor, though, when the Cup Series comes to the superspeedway, which makes him an interesting choice to think about. Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson hasn't always been a candidate for the top spot on superspeedway tracks. While that is still the case, it is clear that he has made a lot of progress in his skill over the last few seasons. He now looks like he can compete for a win at a track like Daytona. Some people think that this is the season where he finally gets it all and starts the season back in victory lane. He has won at a number of other tracks in the past, and if he did it at Daytona, it would really solidify his place as the best driver in the series. William Byron. These days, the driver who won the Daytona 500 last year is one of the favorites to do it again in 2025. William Byron was able to bring the number 24 back to victory lane at Daytona in 2024, even though the race had to be held on a Monday night because of bad weather. He wants to keep going strong after his performance at the circuit this weekend. In each of the last 2 years, Byron has made it to the championship 4, but he hasn't been able to go any further. So long as he wins on Sunday, he should be able to make the playoffs again. Everything else is up to luck. Just talk to Joey Logano about it. I want to know what you think about who you think will win this weekend. Do any of these main guys show up in your betting group, or are you hoping that someone from the outside will win? Please feel free to tell me about your thoughts in the space below.